Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self love and growth. Hi, Collective. Welcome back into the channel, you guys. So, welcome back. Today, this is going to be your Threads of Karma Oracle messages. So, as usual, I'm going to pull a spread for us. I'm going to go one by one just so we can kind of talk about the things that we need to work on, regarding healing, regarding finding closure, and also regarding soul lessons. I think this is important for all of us as a collective to consciously be aware of so that we can constantly be in a state of healing. And that's why I do this spread for us. It's a way to just kind of talk about the things that we all have in common, that we all go through, that maybe we don't all know how to deal with. And hopefully, my messages are able to just kind of give you a new perspective, maybe some useful advice, that may help you, pertaining to a particular situation that you might be dealing with. Okay. All right. Welcome back, all of my current followers and subscribers. Welcome back in, you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. It is appreciated beyond measure. Welcome in all of the incoming followers and subscribers. Thank you for joining the family. Make sure when you hit that subscribe button that you also hit that notification bell and hit all so you are always aware anytime I post new messages for you. And I always pray that the messages are useful for you in some way, shape, or fashion. All right, collective. Let's see what messages we need to discuss today. What messages are important in my collective at this time? Okay. The first one out is embrace soul transformation. Transformation isn't easy, but it's necessary. Embrace the changes that lead you to your highest self. So I feel like in this energy, as the beginning energy, a lot of you are possibly going through your transformations right now. Maybe you guys are having these realizations about the people that you're around, the fact that maybe deep down you're not truly happy with where your life is headed, where it's been going, the decisions that you've made, the situations that you find yourself in. And maybe you're at the point where you're tired of fighting, you're tired of the resistance, you're tired of the struggle and the chaos, and you're trying to find that peace. So maybe you are now going through your transition, and that is an amazing thing. And if this is you, congratulations. Congratulations, because that tells me that you made a conscious decision. You made a conscious choice that you wanted to start being better in order to stop being bitter about where your life is, about being unhappy. You're over being sad and down and wishing for more. Right now, that tells me that you're actually in the direction of heading towards better for you. And that's incredible. Break free from emotional dependence. True independence comes from within. Free yourself from emotional reliance on others. So maybe this is what a lot of you guys have been struggling with. How to separate and break free from being emotionally dependent on others. You know, even for me, you guys, I realized as I got older, while I am very much independent, I started to realize, and I think I started to realize this more when I went through my separation. I realized that I was even emotionally dependent upon even my own parents. And, I'm older now, and I guess I really never understood how much I was emotionally dependent upon them until I was going through a situation where I feel like I needed to learn who I was. And when I was trying to go through that transition and figure out who I was, I realized it was very hard to make decisions for myself and figure out exactly what my next steps were in this big moment in my life, in this big tower moment, going through a separation, going through a divorce, it's a huge moment in time because you are literally having to completely start your life over when you weren't expecting to. And I realized I was so used to being able to kind of depend on the opinions of, my parents or the older people in my family when I was making decisions throughout my life. And I realized at that moment that I didn't want that. I didn't want their opinion. I didn't want to know what they thought I should do. I needed to figure out what I wanted to do, what direction I wanted my life to go in. And I realized how dependent emotionally I had been on them for so long. And it was hard for them to understand when I didn't want to accept their opinion. I didn't want to take their advice. They were almost offended and hurt by the fact that I was rejecting what they thought I should do or what their opinion of the situation was for me. That it literally clicked for me right then and there, like, wow, I had to understand both sides of it. Like, yes, I wanted to right now be emotionally independent in my thought process as I'm going through this divorce and separation because I felt like I needed to figure out what was going to be best for me. But I understood why they were so upset about it and they kind of shocked that I was rejecting them. And it was because for so long I had allowed their opinions to play a major part in my life as I grew up. So I definitely had to learn to be emotionally independent of those around me, of those that loved and cared for me. And I had to learn how to explain it to them in a way where they didn't have to feel offended because it wasn't a rejection of them. It was me growing up emotionally. And so maybe that's what some of you guys are struggling with. I know sometimes it's a really big deal when we talk about emotional dependence, with our elders, depending on the culture as well. Culture plays a huge role in that, a huge role in that. And sometimes it feels nearly impossible to break free from that because your parents feel like they should have a level of control over you at all times. But I can tell you that as hard as it may seem, or as impossible as it may seem, to break free from that, there is a way to do it where you don't have to be disrespectful. There is a way to do it where you can still be respectful, but also be assertive. But let me tell you, they will resist it at first. They will push back. They will not believe you when you tell them that you want to make this decision on your own. They will believe that you won't be able to handle it. So it is going to take you, once you say, I'm going to make, oh yeah, my left ear is ringing. It's going to take you literally standing 10 toes down for yourself in that moment and pushing back on them and letting them know, no, this is something that I need to decide on my own. I appreciate the fact that you still want to be there for me, but I'm ready to do this on my own. You've always been involved in every area of my life as I've been growing up, everything that's happened. But this time, this is about me. And you have to mean that. And whatever decision that you make, whatever consequences come from that decision, you have to be ready to accept it because there will be no one else to blame. It will be a challenge, but once you find that level of emotional independence, trust me, it will be a different type of liberation, a different type of freedom that you've never felt. Prepare for change. Change is the only constant. Prepare for it with an open heart and mind. Yes, this will be a huge change for you, especially if you know you have been emotionally dependent on others to help you through life, through making decisions. Just like this person is walking out the door with a single backpack on their back, nothing else in their hand, No one else behind them, no one else in front of them. This will be just you and you. Getting back in touch with yourself, finding yourself. And you can find yourself, it doesn't matter what age you are. Age is an illusion anyway. How do you feel about you? Who are you to you? A lot of the times we lose that aspect of ourselves because we are constantly listening to everybody else's opinion and we put ours last. And sometimes we don't even consider us. You guys are going through a transformation where you are starting to listen to yourself to figure out who you are. For some of y'all, the first time in your life. And that is both an amazing and scary feeling at the same time. So don't forget to give yourself grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. Every decision you make may not turn out the exact way you want it the first time or the second time or even the third time, but still keep choosing to listen and trust yourself. You will figure it out. Unbind inner chains. Your soul is ready to be free. Let go of self-imposed limitations and step into your power. Exactly, collective. This is you guys right now. You are so ready. You are so tired of being bound to everyone else's thoughts, feelings, opinions, judgments of you. You are so ready to break free. Your soul is just ready to figure out who it is again. It's a beautiful thing to go through, collective. It's a tough thing to go through. And you guys already know when I always say healing is so ugly, but it is beautiful at the same time. Once you have broken free from these chains that bind you, that keep you feeling restricted, like you can't make decisions for yourself. Once you make that first decision that works out great for you, that makes you feel good to your core, you will start to do it more and more. And yes, it's okay to get advice from other people, but what this is about, it's about not just listening to the opinions of others, learning to trust your own voice. Because I'm pretty sure before you asked those 10 other people, you already knew deep down what you wanted to do. And those 10 other opinions, all it did was made you question yourself, right? When your gut was already telling you what to do. It's okay to have a different perspective, other opinions, but they are just that, opinions. Your heart and your soul always knows. Always. What else for the collective? Create your karma. Yes. You against you. You against you. Your actions today shape your tomorrow. Make choices that align with your highest good. Again, make choices that align with your highest good, not what someone else wants. That is the key here. Who are you truly making the decision for? Once you make that decision and you commit to that decision, will you be happy? Or are you just concerned in making sure that everyone else around you is happy, which we call people pleasing, which we can't do when we're trying to make decisions for our highest good? Release the resentment loop. Resentment isn't power, it's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose peace. This is about letting go of the past. Stop using your past story, your past traumas as crutches to make excuses for who you are right now at this moment. Because guess what? We all have stories. We all have things that have happened to us that could keep us stuck and angry and resentful and wanting revenge and get back and all of that. But who is that helping? It's definitely not helping you. It's definitely not helping your mindset. It's definitely not helping your manifestations. So who is it helping? What are you actually holding on to? And while you're sitting over there mad by yourself, everyone else around you is moving forward while you're still stuck on this past story. Yes, it doesn't mean that the past didn't happen. It doesn't mean that those things didn't exist, that they didn't make you feel a certain way, but they're meant to be lessons to learn from, to take the wisdom from, so that you can propel forward, not to sit and wallow in, not to sit and tell the story over and over again 10 times, 20 times to the same people that's heard the story a million times who don't care anymore about the story because I'm sure they're battling with their own stories, right? You have to choose peace. You have to choose a positive mindset. You have to choose to say, okay, yes, well, damn, that was a hard lesson. And yes, that sucked. And, I don't know how I got myself into that, but let me figure out how I got there so I won't get there again. So I don't have to keep repeating the same story. Because it's time for you to start writing a new book about your life, but that's your choice. Some people like to reread the same books over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, I get it. I like reading as well. I like watching movies as well over and over and over again. But at least there are movies that make me laugh, that I enjoy watching. Pick peace. Choose peace for yourself, for your mind. You deserve to choose that for yourself, collective. Not to stay stuck and bound to the past, to the misery that does not help you grow, does not help your mind expand. All right, you guys, I'm going to pull an oracle card from Oshun. Give us a little bit more wisdom before I close this out for you guys. I really hope that you've been enjoying the message. If so, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe for me. We all go through struggles, collective. We all have things that keep us stuck in our head at times. And again, it's okay. We don't have to be perfect through this journey of transformation. Trust me, breaking free from emotional independence. Again, now that I'm older, I can see it with the wisdom from the healing that I've gone through. But trust me, for multiple decades, I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. So we all learn our lessons at different moments. Don't be hard on yourself. Once you figure it out, though, choose peace, choose growth. Don't be scared of change. Break free from those chains that have kept you bound. Make sure that every decision that you're making at this time is for your highest good, so you can create good karma for yourself, so you can bring in blessings, so you can start to attract the things that you desire. Your card, number 21, Oshun of Deception, dishonesty, masking, self-delusion. 21 may be a significant number for someone. You may be born on the 21st. The number 21 may be significant. The number 3 as well may be significant, which is about divine guidance. Dishonesty, masking, self-delusion. I release the masks that no longer serve my authentic self. Initiation of shadows. Somebody is not being honest. If you find that you are the one being deceived, remember to trust your instincts and seek clarity in the relationships and situations where deception is afoot. Your intuition can guide you to make informed decisions and maintain your authenticity. What to do now? If you are the deceiver, scrutinize your motivations, the tales you've woven around your identity, and the secrets you've kept hidden. Why the mask and lies? Are they protection mechanisms, societal expectations, or outdated roles? Put aside the disguises and get clear on your genuine desires, emotions, and intentions. Embrace the opportunity for self discovery and growth that this goddess brings. Unveiling the layers of deceit paves the way to a more authentic, honest, and fulfilled existence. Your truth is your strength, and now is the time to let it shine. Oshun's rivals were jealous of her beauty and power. They knew she loved honey, so they poisoned her jar. But Oshun, with her intuition, sensed the treachery. Instead of eating the honey herself, she offered it to her would be assassins. Of course, the conspirators got sick, revealing their deceit. They eventually had to beg Oshun for her mercy and forgiveness. This is why, if you ever offer Oshun honey, you must taste it first. Being deceptive, wearing a false mask, being dishonest, it never truly gets you the blessings, the grace, the achievements, the recognition that you want deep down. Yes, you may gain temporarily, but in the meantime, you're hurting others, and not just others, yourself. You are proving that you have no integrity, that you don't value your own mind, body, and soul. You are showing others that you are not to be trusted. So there are no pros to not showing up as your authentic self. And if your mask that you're wearing is for fear of not being accepted, fear of not being loved or liked, that means that you should question who you have in your circle that is supposedly your friend, your loved one, your family. Because the people in your life should accept you from your authentic self, from your toes to the top of your head. And if they don't, then there is no love there. That means that what they call love is based on their conditions. It's based on what they expect. And this is where people pleasing comes in. And people get caught in this trap of, well, as long as I make these people happy, I'll be able to get what I want out of life. No. Because if it's based on condition, guess what? These people can pull out of your life at any moment in time, and then you're stuck with who? Someone that you don't even know. Because for so many years, you were wearing a mask and adjusting and shifting based on whoever was around you, that now you are a faceless person, soulless, with no direction. And nobody's going to give you direction. You're going to be left to figure it out yourself. So why not start with being authentic? Even if you have been wearing a mask up until this point, rip it off. The truth is always shown eventually anyway. No matter how long you've been wearing it, there's somebody who sees you, sees right through it, straight to your soul, whatever is left of it. Regain your power. Unbind yourself from these chains of deception that make you feel that you have to wear this mask, because you don't. Release the resentment of the past. Start fresh and create good karma for yourself moving forward in life, because once you can do that and you are ready to change, you will begin to transform into something beautiful. You don't have to be emotionally dependent on others to do so either. You will begin to trust yourself more. You will begin to love yourself more. That's when you know that you're going in the right direction and you're on the right path. All right, collective. That's what I have for you guys. Hopefully, I was able to give you some food for thought. But until next time, you guys, bye.